We're back for the second half, guys. Oh, what do you got?
I was gonna say I hosed myself by going with a bolt over a bolt pistol because I'm fucking
yeah,
melee.
That's true. If you had a bolt pistol, you'd be able to.
Well, I didn't think about that because we hadn't encountered it before, so I fucked myself.
Well,
you can't disengage and shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to disengage. And
I'd still just like to be able to full auto dude at point blank. Like whatever.
Yeah, look, getting a bolt pistol probably will not take that much. You know, maybe some wealth on an influence roll, but you know, for now you're just a little unprepared. It's fine. I want to apologize to YouTube. Apparently I forgot to stop the recording, so hopefully you all switched over to the next video and didn't watch 9 minutes of nothing. Actually, it was more like 10 to 12. I wanted to talk about the combat system so far, especially because James mentioned, not James, Atomic, you've got some reservations. I actually like this system a lot. I think it's one of the better combat systems I've ever seen. Certainly it's not as refined as 5e, but with that kind of lots of dice on the table, you never know what's going to happen. The criticals feel very relevant. There's a lot of options if you upshift, if you get enough exalteds. There's a lot of places you can go. Let's just, if you guys are into it, let's take 5 minutes and talk about the combat system before we move on to me killing you or you guys spending your glory to not get killed. Anybody want to toss in? Atomic, I know you might be repeating yourself, but you had some deep words.
Well, a lot of the looking at stuff, like the way the armor scales is not, I don't like. So you have Carapace armor, which I have now, which is 4, and then you have Terminator armor, which is literally the thickest armor that you can be as a person, is only 7. It's like I've seen the math break that somebody with just a plasma pistol on just a decent roll can kill somebody in full Terminator plate, which is that really shouldn't be a thing.
Well, there are other factors, right? If you're rocking Terminator armor, you probably have a much higher resilience rating. You're an experienced character who's got a lot more going on.
Well, I've seen the math, but it's just, maybe it's just because I have 10 years of the fantasy flight system.
Sure. I don't have that level of experience with it. I only played one game of Dark Heresy, so.
No.
I guess with this being a low tier game, because the tier affects both your shock and your wounds, you tend to find a situation where either you get hit and no damage goes through, or you get hit and it takes you out in one hit almost.
Yeah.
And that varies as you go up through the tiers as well, because you end up having more wounds and more shock, so you have more hits to do a bit of damage, and you take a few of those. But it's just one of the things about having a low tier game. Everything that we've got on the board right now, except for the knob, has 1 wound in the war game. So if it's hit, it's basically killed. So
that's pretty much how the combat's been going too. Sid? Well, you're eating. Let's jump to Pondo. You got anything to throw in here?
What I can say, this is somewhat close. The combat's somewhat close to Savage Worlds, which I played, where you have a lot of guys that are just mob or generic people that can get killed and pretty much.
Well, that was a personal choice I made this combat, because previously you guys took out my enforcer in 1 hit, and I was like, should I do shock? No, he'll probably still die anyway. But yeah, no, I don't disagree. Like Savage Worlds, you can, you don't have to, but you can put a lot on the table.
So it's as I'm used to playing a system where you can easily just die and you just can't get enough armor or something to protect yourself. But again, it's in turn. The enemies are relatively easy to kill.
Well, and we haven't seen it yet, but this has a 5e style. Every round you roll to see whether you die or survive. Defiance checks, and based on how deep you go, if you have to roll on the 3rd time, right? If you failed 2 before, you come out of that maimed. You'll lose a limb or something. So I think that the longer it takes for you to succeed, the more significant it is.
Yeah,
I think that's interesting. I guess we'll see if it happens. Sid, you're still eating? You want us to just pass over you, or?
No, it's fine. For me, it's just oh my god, it's 6-sided dice, and I'm terrible at rolling 6-sided dice normally.
You've been
but
doing fine tonight. What the hell are you worried about?
I
The
said
real
normal.
problem is that you don't have any weapons with ammunition loaded in them anymore.
that's the real difficulty there. Is I have to reload this round.
Well, I awarded you a wrath point for your excellent use of volley on a.
My excellent use of DACA.
Yeah. You certainly showed those orcs how to be an orc. So let's cut back to the action. You guys gonna spend that glorious glory?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we kind of have to.
You interrupt me.
Yeah, I think we need to take out one. Either try to focus on the knob more, or
Just
take
focus on the knob.
Okay.
Focus
The
on
guy
the
who's
knob.
about to get stabbed to death by the knob would really like you to
Yeah,
get
because
that knob dealt
just,
with.
unless I can get away from him, there's nothing I can do.
So who's up?
I'm guessing it's then going to be atomic.
Yeah. So
melee weapon.
I guess
Yeah, so that's-
I mean it's not gonna do any damage to him. It's just a combat knife. So
You can disengage and shoot.
yeah, I'm gonna have to disengage.
Doesn't disengage take a whole action?
Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it?
Using your action, you may retreat from an engagement without suffering anything. You must move half your speed away. Yeah, I mean, you have to use an action to disengage.
I mean, that's fine. I can't do anything else against him. So I mean, so
I mean, you still could, because
nine.
you can do a multi-action, so you can step out and attack, but you'd be +2 difficulty to
Plus
hit.
2 difficulty, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I mean,
But remember, you already have a -2 difficulty dice.
It's -1 because he's a little bit injured, right?
oh yeah.
Or it's
How
plus
many-
+1 to hit. To hit. Yeah. So.
From
yeah.
Pondo's thing.
No, that
that's
was on
only for
weapon skill
melee
attacks.
attacks.
It's melee.
You only did it for weapon, not for ballistics.
Yeah.
God damn it, Pondo.
Well, at the least, I'm gonna disengage because I'm gonna get the hell out of there.
Well,
so
that's fine. I mean, his
Don't
weapon.
want weapon.
isn't-
What?
Okay, so you're disengaging. You move away.
So I can move half, a minimum of half, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
That literally does nothing for anyone with a ballistics weapon. No.
Yeah. So
No, it's the weapon. So no,
So
not
weapon
ballistic.
skill. Weapon skill is melee.
So
weapons.
melee has the difficult. It gets two
People who
minus
are
2.
bashing you to death. have a
right.
harder
So
time.
okay.
Which does mean nothing at all.
Good. That means
They're
it mean-
orcs.
Yes, he has recognized that your team is better at shooting than stabbing, and he wants the people who stab to stab worse. It was a good play, Sid. Don't worry about it. Unless this round you want to stab somebody instead of reloading, it will not affect you at all.
It's a good call, Ripley. It's a good call.
6 bayonets. All right. Right. So okay, I've disengaged. I've already done that. My hands
So
off the piece.
if you want to shoot him, his defense is going to be his 3 normally +2 for
5.
multi-action +1 for your wound. So,
Six.
So
Yeah,
it'd be
6.
it'd hit 6s. So I mean, it's not really a downside to trying to shoot him.
You could
Right.
hit a 1
you
on
could
your
salvo if you wanted
complication.
to. Well, you get rapid fire too, which is +2 dice.
Yeah. So that'd be
You know what
11.
they say, Astartes never run in combat except when they do.
Well, I mean, the tactical retreat is better than dying. So
Ain't that the truth?
it's 8, 9, 10.
I say
So-
that every time I go in to deliver an
Okay.
opening line.
Yeah. So I'm rolling 11. Yes.
And it gets 6. Easily. Unfortunately, you have a combat complication.
Jesus. Knew that was going to happen.
You have a wrath.
Yeah. Go ahead and take it.
Thank you. Just like your two.
Just re-roll failed rolls.
You jerk.
It's just pure salt. There are no tears. I see. Okay.
Was that wasn't a thing. That was not a 6.
Yeah, that was a 6.
It was a 6. It got moved over when it rolled.
You sure? I thought I only
Yes.
had 2 of those.
Yeah, it was a 6.
Well, the good news is you don't have a combat complication. You still succeed. You must keep 1, but you could spend 2 for either glory or damage.
We'll go with damage. I want this thing dead.
Okay, so you're rolling 3 dice. It's brutal, so it'll all be upshifted. Look at that. I knew that without James telling me because I've heard him say it a bunch of times tonight. I'm very proud of myself. Wow, are you fucking kidding me?
So 2 6s and a 5.
15 points of damage? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, Knob. What's the AP?
0.
Nothing on a bolter.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take 3 damage. I think I can eat that. Yeah, I'm gonna eat that.
Now we can increase the damage by spending 1 glory point per point of damage we want to increase. So do we want to try and spend 4 of our points to try and take him out altogether, or?
Yes.
No, I mean we've still got we've got a war boss on the way too.
I think we should save it.
I think we should use it.
Okay.
It's your choice, Atomic.
Maybe we could spend 2 points.
Yeah, take him to heavily wounded, so he's at +2 to all actions potentially. So that'd be another.
Yeah, we can do that. Just
1 point would take him to 3 wounds.
Yeah, just don't burn all of them.
Yeah, just do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We want to burn all of them onto the big guy.
yeah, we want to kill the full boss.
It's now the Knob's turn. That Knob is going to scream, "Good suck in, lads!" He's been shot with a bolter repeatedly. There's
He's
some
blind.
very serious damage to his heavy armor. Sorry, I have to pronounce it Orky. Heavy armor. But he is not going to let that Space Marines getting away.
He's blind too, remember?
Yeah, I know.
So how does he know where the Space Marine is?
I would guess from listening to the sound of bolter fire, Sid. The real problem is that he has a +4 to this attack.
+2 for heavily wounded.
And 6. Your defense is 2. So he needs to hit an 8 on 8 dice. 4. It's possible. Wow, it's more than possible. It's fucking ultra likely.
Jesus fucking
Holy shit. I'm gonna go ahead and.
What about that melee thing Pondo's?
I added that. I didn't, did I? -2 dice.
It's two dice. Yeah.
I don't want to re-roll this, but I'm gonna have to. It's
Yes.
so painful.
I will make it work for me, damn it.
Oh, it's so many 6s, and now I have to watch them go bye-bye. No, you son of a bitch. All right.
You got a critical die.
It doesn't matter. I only got 5 successes. He runs toward the Space Marine, but as it happens, alien influences from Lycus. Lycus just looks over at him, and the guy, he stumbles for a moment and goes, "Are you really a human?" And then he goes back to hit Kalrak, but it's too late. Kalrak has shifted to get the bulk of his armor in the way. The attack deflects, doing nothing.
Yeah, you're thankful for the perfidious Eldar now, aren't you?
Yes.
A little bit.
All of those negatives hurt so bad.
Yes.
Like, I
Can I
was gonna
act
hit.
to
I
get
want to
out
remind you
of
that.
dodge?
So you guys are up. Sorry, what was that?
I want to act so I can get out of the path of that war boss.
That's a good call. But remember, well, just to be clear, the war boss isn't acting this round. His turn.
He arrived this round. Okay. All right. Well, I still want to get out of the
Certainly
way,
you still
so I
wanna
can
get out
only
of
move
the way.
half because I went full defense.
Okay. That makes it my turn again.
So you want to go halfway through the map. Got it.
And
I only move as far as you do.
So halfway. Hey, I can move 6.
Guess he's technically in. So the Knob is in melee with the Acolyte right now as well. Get stuck
I
in-
don't want that.
Well, it's too late for that. The Orc Boy is going to spray fire and go, "This one's not a human! It's one of them Xenos!" I don't know what orcs call Eldar. Sorry. My orcish is. But
I think they call them elves.
I think they call them pointy ears at some
Pointy
point.
ears. Yeah, pointy ears.
Look at that shuriken pistol. Alright.
So my defense is 6 thanks to my full defense.
That's non-optimal. 4 dice. And I need to hit a 6. Every single one of these rolls today. You're killing me, guys. Suddenly, my amazingness is not so amazing. And a combat complication on myself.
He's a troop. He doesn't draw. He doesn't do wrath dice.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Unlikely that I'll get 4 on 1 die, but there we go. Yeah, he runs forward, firing his slugger randomly at the ranger, who blends in with the wall almost mystically, running along at a fairly fast pace, Legolasing past the bullets. You guys are up.
I think Sid's the only one on our team that can act.
He's trying to reload.
I will reload. And can I fire as well for an additional difficulty?
Yes,
Yeah,
+2.
plus the difficulty.
Who you shooting at?
I kind of want to shoot at the knobs.
Come on. Why don't you then?
It's safe because you've got steadfast, so you can't.
Oh,
the one
that's right.
can't.
I was gonna try
hit
to
a
trick
friend.
him into it, but that's true. You'd
Which one are you reloading? The late lasgun or?
No. The volley gun.
Okay.
Why would I do the las gun?
Well, you still have AP -2 with the lasgun. But of course, you
have rapid fire with the lasgun is the difference. You get another die.
But I have.
You're like, I'm just gonna fire salvo again with a volley gun, so I'll get 4 dice.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's do it then.
Yeah.
You're
Next
looking
session, Sid, invest in reloads. Like buy lots of reloads.
You have 1
Nice.
reload left, and you have 5 additional dice to this attack, right? You're salvoing. No, your difficulty's 5. You have 4 additional dice. So your total is going to be ballistics for you is 3. You have 6 plus 4 is 10 dice. You need to hit 5. Just want to remind you, I had to hit 8, and I did it with 8 dice. It was amazing, and then you took it from me. You took it from me with your math and being correct. Wow, you failed that really bad, like painfully badly. Is it? No, did you get 5? No, you did. You did get exactly 5.
I did indeed.
I missed that 4. Okay.
You want to leave that?
1 ED, so roll 1 damage die.
Oh no, you have -2 AP, so never mind. It'll if you get at least 1, it'll do 1 damage.
Ugh. Nope.
But you at least make him soak.
Okay.
Make him give him a shock again.
Okay, make him take 1 shock.
It is unfortunate.
Okay. Six. And they're gonna go ahead and get stuck in.
If they could not get stuck in, that'd be great.
Right in with Lycus.
That's not great.
That's really not.
I actually should figure that. But now it is much bigger than that. Wow, it's like. Anyway. Look at time. My skill is now a 5. And I need to hit. What's your resilient or defense is 2?
3.
3? Okay.
-3. Did you include the -2?
I did. That's why it's only a 5. That's a failure. They charge forward, slinging their choppers back and forth, and you do that, matrix step back. You're 1 step ahead of them at every single turn, managing to dodge their choppers. Okay.
Okay, so it's our turn.
No, we're at the beginning of the round again.
Oh, that's right.
When these guys disappear.
Question is, since I use salvo on my bolt pistol, would I do multi-action to reload then shoot again?
Yes.
Yep.
If I force this elite to act first, how many ruin is it?
Elite's 2.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So is elite better than an adversary? Or?
Yes. This guy's
No, other way around. Other way around. Adversaries the toughest. Elites.
Well, he's the toughest.
Middle.
He's the
Okay. Then he's the 3.1.
Okay. The other guy's 2. So he.
Yeah, that
takes
doesn't go into our pool, Arthur. It goes. It's just spent. You're dropping it into our
no, I am
group.
putting them in the wrong place. 1, 2. My bad. The movement on this guy is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's coming into the home of War Boss Golgonga? I'm gonna crush all these humans. Am I seeing a space marine?
This whole Space Marine thing is getting very obsessive at this point.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
They like to fight the biggest, toughest opponents, and he's a space marine. Okay. All right.
Have you ever thought of getting counseling?
He's got a big shooter. He's gonna big shooter that big shooter. Ballistics. Great. But roll with it. Ain't using my home. You the ones that gonna need the counseling. Nope. Wow, that almost rolled over to a 6. It was so painful to watch. This is a complete waste of all that ruin.
Alright.
You guys are up.
Question.
Yeah.
Do I need to do a multi-action to reload my bolt pistol?
And fire it, yes.
Okay.
Is that what you're gonna do?
I can't. I'm guessing I can't do.
Sword, don't you?
I do, but again, I'm at -2.
No, that's.
Don't forget, Pono, because you got your sword out. You're at +2 defense as well in melee combat because you got parry. Oh, no, not a sword. Sorry, it's an axe that hasn't got parry.
Yeah.
Disregard.
That was last round. That's over with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The weapons. The minus weapon skill thing's over with.
Oh, it was only 1 round?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
I thought it was for the scene or the.
It was for this whole scene, so the whole thing here.
Was it?
Yeah. Where's our
that? It was
cards?
a campaign card. I shuffled the campaign. Perfidious.
So,
One skill for the rest of the scene. All right. I guess that's so. Very well. Then reload and take your shots, sir.
Yeah, I think I'm better. I think I need to finish up the knobs.
Okay.
Not the knobs, but the orc boys.
There we go. Now moderately, properly sized.
Yeah. I'm going to. Can I still shoot 2? Can I only do reload and shoot 1 target, or can I still 2 shoot?
No, you can declare multiple targets. Just it becomes +4 rather than +2.
How many targets would you like to shoot, Pondo?
I think 2.
All of them.
I would like to shoot all of them. Would that make a difficulty 5?
Oh, 5 targets would be +10.
Oh. Is it 5 targets?
Yes, there are 5 remaining orcs on the field.
But I thought 2 of them were part of a mob.
Yes, they are. Is that the 2 you want to shoot? Then it's a +4.
Wouldn't it be shooting at just 1?
You're right, yeah. So BB play a total of +8 to hit everything.
You want to hit just these 2, apparently.
I was joking about the shoot everything.
If you just want to hit those 2, because they're part of a mob, apparently they count as 1 person. So it's just +4 right now with the reload.
I think I want to do 1. I think I want to do 3.
This guy's part of a different mob.
Yes, so it'd be 3 targets.
2 targets. Hitting this guy, possibly this guy, and this guy. You're hitting those 3 guys, or are you including the knob?
I was including knob.
Okay.
Because if the one mob is 1 target, so it'd be 3 targets.
These boys are 1 target, knob, other boys.
So that'd be 3
6,
targets.
8. You're going to need to hit a 11 in order to hit.
Okay.
11 successes.
2. Yeah, I'll just stick with taking out the.
Yeah.
All right. So what is my difficulty for 2 targets?
That'd be 9. Then.
Which 2 targets? Just the boys?
Yes.
4. 6.
So 6. That's much.
Total is going to be 11. 9. Pull out 9.
Yeah, 2 targets. So 9.
You going in? Try to hit a 9 on 7 dice.
2, 9. Do yourself. Well, 9, then 10 because it's close range. Or does that get deducted because I'm in melee?
No, you still get the +1 for close range, +1 dice.
So 10. Do salvo. Do 12. I'll try to do it with 10.
Shouldn't it be a 7? So he's base 3 for the defense, +2 for reloading, +2 for targeting the other set of boys. So that's 7 dice, 7 successes to hit.
As you convinced me to do
You might be
salvo.
right.
2
These guys are
over here.
together. 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
So
8, 9, 10.
3 plus 2
I'll
for a
try it.
multi-action, +2 for another. You're right, 7.
All right, I'll just try it with 10
Okay.
dice.
Good luck.
Ugh.
3, 4, 5.
1 short.
Am I 1 short?
Oh no, 2 short, 2 short.
And I don't have any more wrath to help me. So
Can I
no.
spin a wrath?
No, we can spend a glory, but it only adds 1 dice. You need to roll a 6 on that dice to make it a hit.
Take 2 glory.
You reach.
You got
for the
greedy,
stars.
Bondo. You got greedy.
You reach for him, and he rolled like
my
me. I'm not even gonna say like Sid. He rolled like me. You gonna do it? You want to spend that glory?
No.
Okay. It would have been glorious if you had succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, do we want to spend a glory to interrupt though?
Sure.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
can't believe you said that. Fine. I was just about to have that knob go buck
'Cause remember-
wild.
The knob's got a special ability where if they start the round in melee combat, they get extra damage or attack, I think. So we really want to try and kill it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Plus
I would've
2
got the
damage
knob
on
then.
melee attacks if the knob. I mean, all orcs have that, by the way. So
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, get stuck
Yeah.
in rule. Yeah.
I'm fucking slay this round if I could just hit anybody with Pondo's stupid ass -2 card. Eldar coming up here messing with all my shit. Okay,
If I had known that, I would have just killed the guy in front of me.
what's the plan here?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
if
about
I
to go.
had done that, I would have burned my last wrath to reroll dice for extra damage.
We know this for next time now.
Who's going now?
I don't
May
know.
I go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I will move to here, and then I will opening my clip into the knob.
All right. 3 defense. If you roll a 1 on that critical, you don't have steadfast, so you could potentially shoot a number of people.
Feel like I've set a trend here with salvo fire.
I mean, I only did it once. I could have done it again. I should have probably done it again.
You're salvering with the shuriken pistol.
You're muted, James.
So yes.
Very well.
Yeah.
That is a 1. That is exactly what you did want to do. You want to spend that wrath?
Yeah, I'll spend that wrath. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because if you had shot Pondo, it would have been incredibly funny. All right. Well, you didn't shoot Pondo.
It's a hit on the knob at least.
Yeah, like a big hit.
Yeah. So it gets the penetrating quality.
So it gets AP.
Yeah. So it becomes 11 AP 3.
AP 3 blocks it down to 1. That's 9 resilience. 2 damage. I think I can probably eat that. Yes, I can.
Well, if he spends 1 point of glory, that'll kill him.
It will indeed.
Shall we do that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
kill him.
Okay.
This guy's been a
Done.
plague.
Yeah.
There's been a pox upon the house of the Inquisition. You spray shurikens all over this guy. He is just throwing his hands up, trying to block with the axe. Ah! Space Marine! And then the final shuriken cuts him on his eye, and as he like reaches up to go grab at it, you cut his throat with 4 shurikens. He slumps to the ground right before your Space Marine.
Yeah, just in time to make room for that giant-ass war boss.
Yeah, right.
Suggest we make a tactical retreat a little bit here.
I'm gonna have the boys go in against Lycus.
Oh,
Actually, no. I mean, the tunnel works well for us against a large number of opponents. It works against us for one large opponent.
That pissed.
We need to get out of the tunnel.
I think I'm.
that's what I'm saying. We need to do a tactical retreat.
We need a tactical advance.
We don't want to go towards the thing.
We want to get into the room.
He's going to be in the way of the
1,
room.
2, 3, 4. That's gonna hit.
That's unfortunate.
And die. 6, 2. That's the 2 of them are firing. Or I actually have another die to throw on there because they're a mob. Didn't make a difference, or did it? Can I up to for damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can. Roll another damage die. Yeah.
Yes, kill me more. AP.
3. That's 13 points of damage.
I am so.
0 AP. So you
I only have
7. So you need to resist 6.
I am pretty sure I can't.
You had plenty of opportunities to spend glory to recover some shock. You just chose not to.
I can't spend glory to recover shock.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
Wrath.
It's wrath.
Oh, is it? Well then, yeah, you are actually screwed.
Well, I'm down to 4 wounds. So I can soak to go unconscious and not die. Pretty sure either I'm going to.
That would be preferable to dying, though. Well,
Can I put one? Can I soak one?
Yes. You'd have to.
If you
you'd have
choose to soak,
succeed
you roll
on
the
the
full pool, but you can choose how many you actually use when they're
Yes.
successive.
Okay.
You'd still have to
So
succeed.
if
on
I
your
go below my wound count, that's when I need to start doing resilience rolls,
Defiance checks.
Yes.
defiance checks, which is
Just a
basically
D6.
death saving throw.
okay.
You need to hit half or better.
All right. So I think I'll try to soak. And I pull 3. I need to get at least 1. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll soak 1.
That brings your shock to 6, 7.
Is it 7?
Yeah, because you have to spend 1 shock just to initiate this.
Okay, well, man, this is confusing. I will, I think, just take it all the wound. If I can't put any to shock
Okay,
with
all right, that's
causing
fine.
it.
So you take
I'll be at -2 wounds.
wounds.
You don't go negative, you just at 0.
Yeah, you just hit 0.
Okay.
When your turn comes back around, we will talk about Defiance. Have you already acted this round?
Yes, because
Then
I
you're good.
failed to kill the
For
one
now.
guy.
But yeah,
Yeah.
these guys unload pistols at short range into Lycus, who goes down. As you are watching, Lycus is just like, oh no! You guys are up?
So, Atomic or Sid?
Yeah. I don't
think
know.
you're not in melee now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I will say they are not in melee with your scout right now.
All right, I'm gonna unload on those 2.
Very well.
So let's see.
It's a straight.
And the Acolyte just kindly dropped down another line of fire.
Yeah, right. How convenient. All right. So let's go 9.
anybody want a promotion?
Rapid fire 2. And then brutal gets another one, right?
No,
Brutal
brutal ups
is
your
+1.
rolls on damage.
Okay. So it's rapid fire. Come on.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and roll that combat critical for you.
I get 2 because Angel of Death.
Combat complications, wrath die. you go, oh angel.
Oh,
Yes.
take the one that lets you recover wounds, or
Yeah, right. Or it's
Headshot.
two,
they're the same.
two of the same one. Man, that's a hard choice. I don't know which one to pick here.
did we shuffle that?
When in doubt, always go with the one on the left.
Oh, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You cause the target to suffer 1d3 wounds. If you roll a d3 and you get higher than a 2, this whole troop is just defeated outright.
There's a 3.
They're done.
Yep. They're done. They're toasted.
Cool.
They're keeping it crispy.
Good show. Oh,
You dying in a corner somewhere quietly.
oh, I'm dying standing up.
Dying standing.
Well, that is how the Emperor would prefer it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
The last 3 acolytes I knew just died laying on the ground, trying to protect an Inquisitor.
Get stuck in.
Son of a...
Space Marine! He runs into melee range just to fire his slugger.
Why'd you use your axe?
Because I have a worse to hit with the axe. Why don't you use your axe?
Well, I'm not coughing up blood. So what's my difficulty to modifier now?
We'll work on it.
+2.
Make sure you're
Okay.
Plus 50 means you're unconscious.
And it's that's 13 damage from a slugger. This guy runs up to the Space Marine screaming, "Space Marine!" and just holds the trigger down, pressing the
fucking
gun
hate
up
orcs.
against your carapace.
This game's just proving that guns are still more effective than melee weapons.
Why don't you
Consider
say
the
that
melee
to my
weapon.
Power Claw?
I
Power
guess
Claw-
the trick with melee weapons is your
Power
strength.
Claw is 17 damage.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like with like power claw, like you like there's some weapons where it doesn't matter what, like you might as well be wearing no armor because you're fucked either way.
All right, so you're eating 13 points.
Well, I'm out of soak or shock rather.
What's your resilience? 10.
Yeah,
All right, so no AP. Take 3 wounds.
yeah, I'm done at 2 wounds and no shock.
So you're now at +2 for all your difficulties. For anyone who has take a turn this round.
I think just Sid.
So
For some reason, I thought
All-
that Sid had reloaded and got somebody.
That was last turn.
Last time.
Oh, last
that was
time
at the
you
end of
just
the last
reloaded.
round. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to suggest reloading and not doing salvo.
Yeah, I'm gonna reload my
Well,
last.
he's this is his last reload, right? I mean, he can't keep doing salvos.
I'm gonna reload my las gun.
Okay.
And I will pop a shot at that orc boys.
Did you still? All right.
Let's see. So that is 6. My rapid fire
fire.
comes in place to 7. Short. Is that close enough to be short range?
Oh yeah.
So
So
8.
8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Relying on you.
I got
Good enough to
3
hit.
successes.
So you do 7 minus 2 AP plus 1 extra die. No extra damage, so 7 damage.
So, spray on his armor, removing the last movie from combat. He goes down, holding his gun to the Space Marine, just flailing forward, like holding on to our Astarte friend. Blood down the front end of this carapace. It smells fungally and awful. And now we're back at the beginning of the next round.
Fun.
Question, can I try to heal myself?
So
You have to be conscious first.
technically,
How does an unconscious person do anything?
I'm unconscious currently.
technically, I want to point out, if Sid plays enemies without and causes a group of enemies to appear from concealment, everyone will gain a point of wrath. And then on his turn, Pono could spend his wrath to shock himself back awake. But that
He's still
would
got
cost
0
him...
wounds though.
Yes.
That sounds
Oh,
like.
did he go down from wounds or did he go down from shock?
He went down from wounds.
Oh, well, then that would be useless for you. And it would be funny for me.
Okay, so what do I need to do?
You will need to make a defiance check. Roll a d6.
What do I not want to hit?
You want a 4, 5, or 6.
You want a 6, ideally.
Ideally, you do not
A
want
6 is good as a 4 or 5.
That is a 3. That is not
So
a
that's,
4 or 5.
that's one failed check. If you fail 3 of those in a row, you die.
Okay, that's great. So I'm just unconscious on the ground.
Yes. Well,
Gotcha.
you're not unconscious, but you know, you're like the beginning of a Call of Duty game. You're like, and someone's like, "Sir, get up, get back in the field."
Gotcha.
You're waiting for someone to hit you with the paddles. All right.
Actually, I probably shouldn't have went first.
I know
so-
that was the best part of your combat
that's
choice.
my
That's because you told him to roll a d6, so he did
No,
so.
he said he specifically prefaced me for going. Would you like to spend a glory to interrupt me, Sid? Maybe go ahead. And use
yes,
the salvo on
actually.
me?
Let's,
Okay.
let's interrupt you.
I think we should do interrupt and then just do salvo. And then do
You
2
better.
extra.
I mean, you better hope that Sid kills this guy with salvo. Or
I mean, I
he's-
didn't, mean I didn't
Alright.
necessarily mean I was interrupting for me to go.
Okay, whoever wants to go. Give a lot.
I
of people.
don't think I'm the ideal person to go right now.
I mean, I can shoot him. I mean, what?
Actually, I am the
Yes.
ideal person to go right now, aren't I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna move up to here.
Yeah, look at this motherfucker, like a lion jumping in front of the acolyte. Ah!
And all right, I'll do my last reload on my volley
Let
gun.
me ask you, Sid, why are you running up so close? Why are you moving in front of your friends? Is it
Because I'm the only person who hasn't gotten hit yet. So it just makes sense.
you feel like it makes sense for you to throw your body in the path of all of your friends?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've been taking all the hits for me up to this point.
Sure.
So it only seems like, fair play that I do the same.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Go ahead and make your shot. My defense is
Your defense is 3. So I need to get 3s on the dice, or
You
I
need to
need to
hit-
get 3 successes.
3 successes to hit.
How big is this? What's your armor? Armor is 4.
Armor is 7. Resilience of 15.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I'm gonna spend all the rest of my volley gun ammo in one go with the salvo.
Let's fucking throw down, Sid Alpha. Let's throw down, brother.
All right,
So you have
10.
10 plus 1 for close range.
Yep, so 11. So 1 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's fucking do this shit.
What does the close range come from? He doesn't have a rapid fire gun.
2, 4.
It's, you get +1 dice for attacking it within half range automatically.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's
I probably
that
should have
plus
been
1.
adding a couple dice.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes with 1, 2,
So you can shift
3,
all 4 of those
upshifts.
damage.
So I'm gonna upshift all 4 to damage. Can
Do
modify.
we want to just throw in the last 2 glory to get 2 points
Mind if I
damage?
throw in the glory
yeah,
as
you
well?
can. Why don't you can do the glory afterwards, right?
Yeah,
Why
roll
don't you see
damage
what the
first.
result is before you throw the
All
glory?
right, so 1, 2,
And
3,
you roll 5
4.
dice.
So 5 dice. Let's see. Let's grab these 5 here. So 1, 2, 3, right?
No, just 2.
Just 2.
4 or 5 or 1.
So 12 damage AP -2 does nothing.
He takes a soak.
Doesn't even, because he's 15, goes down to 13.
Yeah.
Didn't even beat 13.
See, you could try to throw Glory behind it.
I think we need to save those to activate severity on critical hits if we get any critical hits against it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice go. But he's
Have
just
your last gun
too
great.
resilient.
I'm gonna throw you a
Actually,
wrath at the end of your round, Sid Alpha. I'm
right.
fucking impressed. You just literally ran in front of everybody else and just sprayed in a normal. I realize it could have gone better, but yeah, I liked it. But now I'm also gonna wreck your face off.
Especially considering I have like what, 1 round left for my last gun. That's it.
I mean, you just ran out of reloads, so you have 0 rounds left on that gun.
Well, it still has 1 in the clip, doesn't it? Because I didn't.
When you
I
use
didn't
a
salvo
reload,
that.
you need to.
Yeah, but I didn't salvo with my last gun.
Yo, you mean the other last gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His last, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't stop.
All right.
So I've got the 1 bullet left in the chamber.
This guy stomps forward with his enormous big chopper and goes, "You think you're bigger than War Boss Kogonga? You ain't even bigger than the Space Marine."
This was.
They've really got to drop the Space Marine fixation. That's not healthy.
Space Marine.
You really need to
huge mistake.
see a doctor.
Actually, I don't even need to get that close. I can take 1 step away. I'm not gonna chop at you because I just realized it's a bad idea.
Oh, does that mean that he's disengaging and I get?
Don't you have like a? What's your chance to chop? Compared to your 3 dice to shoot.
You're right. I mean, the thing is,
Pondo, did you just help him?
shooting is real good. It's fine.
What are you doing?
No, I'll get in there and chop.
Apparently, I'm apparently.
What?
shooting
What?
is-
Why?
6.
Why would you do this? Why?
I'm
What did
sorry.
I do to you? What
Nothing.
did I?
I made a mistake. I'm sorry. I don't know what his shooting was. Apparently, it was better. But what's your defense?
I'm gonna go ahead and crump you.
What is your defense?
3.
Oh, okay. Well, that would have been.
Why do you think these orcs are defective? I thought these orcs have been doing a pretty
You can
good
opt to take full defense now if you like.
Oh my god!
Arthur just failed. Oh my god, and he got a 1 on the red die.
Excellent.
Weapon
See, it worked out.
malfunction. Guard because it's a melee weapon. Both of the big boys. Weapon stuck. It is stuck. The owning player must use an action to succeed in a strength test to recover their weapon.
He's
Draw again.
No, it says draw again if the weapon is not a melee weapon. It is a melee weapon, so
Oh,
it
okay.
counts.
So he goes to hit you. He hits the ground
so
so
overconfident.
hard that it's in 2 meters of mud. And he turns to look at you and says, "Imagine what would have happened if I hit you with that. Do me."
I imagine that would have not felt very scrumptious.
Doesn't someone have a rocket launcher?
Yeah, but that's I'm trying to determine if I have it or not. I assume I would.
You do.
I believe you're
Why
the one that
wouldn't you?
kept it.
Yeah.
You had
I
it.
mean, we knew we were going for the war boss.
Yeah.
You guys are up.
Well, we can go any order now because there's only 1 opponent. So, do you mind if I take a shot first, Atomic?
Go for it.
Right, I switch over to my sniper rifle and I forgo the move to aim.
Call.
So base 9 plus 3 for aiming. There's 12 dice
Shit, I forgot.
plus
you
half
picked-
range. So grab 3 more dice.
I should have done that on the first round when I sprayed the guy.
Aim.
And the sniper trait doesn't have a risk of hitting a friend in melee combat as well.
Oh, X.
Yep.
That's a lot of dice.
A lot of dice.
4.
You have to hit with 2 upshifts.
Yep.
So get to add, because I only get to add 2 additional dice for the sniper trait, so it's 10 plus 5 dice.
Sounds good. 1, 2, 3.
So 14, not enough.
We need 15.
15 to even give him a shock.
You
just run?
You land this amazing shot right on his helmet. Donk.
I feel like we should just run at this point.
You thinking you can take on more Bosco Gonga? You're up, Scout. You're the only one who hasn't acted, I believe.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire a crack missile at this guy.
Okay. That's a little close range.
Nope, it's small blast because it's an armor-piercing projectile. It only hits one dude.
Son of a bitch! Are you kidding me? Fine.
But anti-tank weapons are for... Because I mean, we really don't have enough AP to... I mean, his armor's ridiculous. Ahead. So...
In the words of Titanium, fire away.
So that's... Okay. Come on. Oh, you stupid bastard.
Go ahead and draw that combat complication for you. Welcome to my suffering.
There's no way I can spend any of my wrath to...
Character's attack causes them to become restrained. Perhaps the character's footing is uncertain or they become entangled in the environment. They must make a strength test to recover.
Still hit with one upshift though.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk about the damage of this particular...
So it'll be 16 plus 4d minus 2.
Yep. So it's 9, 10, 11... Oops.
No, it's just 4d here.
For bonus
Oh,
dice.
4. Yeah, right.
Price.
So to at least cause him the shock.
Well, it will cause a wound at least.
There we go.
That's 18 pen 2.
Yeah. So
That'll be 5 wounds.
I've only got 2 of these. Yeah.
Now, do I still have to pay ruin to soak
Yeah,
on
it's
it?
pay ruin to soak, yeah.
I have no ruin, unfortunately, and you guys
Should we just use the last 2 glory or 1 glory to put an extra point of damage in that?
How many wounds does how much can this guy
I
take?
don't want to answer that until you decide whether you want to spend
I'm
that
guessing
glory.
I think we should spend the both points, give him 7 wounds, because that'll put him on to
just do it.
wounded, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Spend both.
Yep.
And as far as the I mean, we can just say that firing a missile launcher still in an enclosed space,
Yeah.
that knocks you on your ass. Backblast is a thing.
He's just like, none of yous can hurt. There's this huge hole in the front of his armor, and like his face is covered in wounds now. He's down to 2 wounds with that one shot. And he goes, "You Space Marine, gonna get that." That ends the round. At the beginning of the round, one of you guys gets to go.
I've got another missile. Yeah, I have another missile. I have 1 more.
Go.
Do it.
Do
Okay.
it.
It has to be reloaded first, so it'll be a +2 to hit though.
Let's see that. Well,
You're looking at my 1 bullet left going, oh god.
Well, you can't even shoot because you're at melee range.
so
Slide, I'm fucked.
the restrained thing. I mean, I'm just stuck in place, right? I'm still. That's the only downside to that.
That's correct.
Okay. I mean, fuck it, I guess, right? Why? What else are we gonna do? That's what we're gonna do. Unless there's anybody, if anybody else has a better idea, speak now for every budget piece.
No, that's about all I can think of.
All right, let's go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, I could conjure some more enemies so you could get a wrath point.
Oh, you got a critical.
Yeah.
Hey!
Draw 2, pick the best.
You're out of glory, however. So
That's what we got.
Fire.
Target suffers 1d3 plus 1 wounds and is on fire. What's this other one? Everybody get your hands out the way. 1d3 plus wounds and is hindered. I mean, either way, he's taking an additional. I mean, I think Crimson Ash is the better deal here, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Looks cooler too.
Looks cooler too. Yeah.
that sounds
All right,
like
we'll go with
Eldar talk there.
We'll go with Crimson Ash. I'll take Eldar over. What is that? Tyranids? Yeah.
I mean, the flaming orc looks cooler than the hindered orc. Not so much the
Yeah.
picture.
So I'm rolling an extra.
Well, you got 1d3 plus 1 wounds.
Yeah, I got the 4 of the first ones right from the normal thing, and then we'll do the other one. So that's 3.
3, yeah.
3. Okay, then I'm doing another D3 plus. Okay, then we just add the plus 1. Right? So it's a 5. So that's
3.
3.
So
4.
Okay.
For 23 pen 2.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Why don't you tell me how you kill this war boss?
So I fire this anti-tank missile, right? That's what a crack missile is, and it is lodged in the chest. And like he might look down at it, and then I just go, Space Marine, and then it goes off. It just blows a hole like through his chest, spine, out the back, and just a hole you can see straight through it. I mean, it's designed to take out big armored vehicles, you know.
I feel like Antipho's just staring down at this gigantic axe and looks up at this massive face right in front of him and just goes, Space Marine. And then 2 rockets just go boom, boom. And he's like,
as this guy is ailing, barely alive, he goes, "Get me out of here. Pull the cruisers out of orbit." And he disappears from in front of you.
Can't shoot him?
What guy disappears? What?
The war boss.
The guy we just killed somehow magically doesn't die.
The law is a strange and mysterious thing.
As you make your way out of the tunnels, the Stomper has been totally destroyed, and in orbit, you could see Orc cruisers pulling back.
I'm probably like fireman carrying the Acolyte at this point.
Oh yeah, we need to finish making those defiance checks for you.
Oh,
Go ahead and do that.
Shit.
Before he takes action, we've got 2 people who can try and stabilize him first.
Yeah.
Okay.
How does it
so
say?
it's either
Yeah.
James. Either try.
I'm just going to see what it requires because it's
I don't have any Medicaid skills.
It's intellect. I mean,
Well, it'd be your intellect.
yeah, it's intelligence. So I mean, mine's only my Medicaid's 3 because I'm not an apothecary.
So you both have 3.
All right,
Yeah,
let's
I have
just.
But you're wounded.
okay. So it's difficulty 2 plus the number of defiance checks he's already failed.
Which is
So I've only failed. So it'd be
3.
3.
3.
difficulty 3 on 3 dice.
I think you both have 3 dice.
Go ahead and
Both
throw
do.
that, Wrath die in there. Just in
What
case
happens if
anything
we
happens.
fail?
Oh, no.
I mean, I have
me.
to
Don't
roll
forget
it.
me. I'm that Wrath die.
There's a Wrath die in there?
Right? Isn't there?
Yeah, you roll
On
that
all
dice,
checks.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if we fail?
I would have to roll. to see
He
if
just
I can-
has to keep rolling defiance checks to see if he comes around.
So either you kill me by getting a 1 like.
Okay, I'm gonna roll that.
No. Well, the fine thing is you stabilize. It's a bit of a complication. That's all.
Indeed.
Well, I'm gonna spend my vengeance. I'm gonna spend that to reroll so there's no complication.
Very well.
Okay.
As long as you don't roll 1 again.
Fucking god!
I don't even want to hear it from y'all. Both of my big guys had to draw fucking combat complications. I don't want to hear shit, y'all motherfuckers.
All right, well, I saved your life, but now you've got a lisp for the remainder of your days.
But no,
Oh,
he's got a.
Fix that cybernetics, don't worry.
He's actually going to roll a memorable injury because he failed 1 check.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Memorable in. Who's this with the table? It's on page 234.
Wait, any chance I could just ignore that complication? Means we were in combat?
No. That's
Yeah,
only to fire with your weapon.
The table
what
you're looking for is
happens
on
is-
Not less to healing with your lasgun.
I mean,
Yeah, cauterize one.
What happens is you're ripping his clothing open, you're trying to get in there and stop the bleeding, and in the process, you accidentally throw away his little Inquisitorial stuff, which gets stuck in the mud and no one can find it afterward.
I thought you have to roll on the table.
I'm not rolling it. I could just pick.
Okay, you?
He's talking about the. So he's talking about the memorable injury. So
Yeah.
Oh no,
Pono's gonna
I'm
roll
telling
D6.
you what happens as a result of the complication.
Yeah.
We do have to roll for that memorable injury. Go ahead, Pondo. You roll 2d6.
1d6.
Isn't it?
1d6.
It's not the bigger chart? It's the smaller
No,
chart?
it's the
Page
table
memorable
4.
injury, page 234. Yeah.
Torn ear.
well, you got the ultimate of memorable injuries.
What's the deal about the escalation?
If you take a second memorable injury in the same location, so your next roll of 6, it's a nagging wound instead.
So I got a torn ear.
Don't worry, we can get that fixed.
Shot like
Yeah, one of those sluggers.
So next time, if I get a memorable injury
On the same one, yeah, it gets worse.
Okay.
So if he were to, well, I guess no, it's because it's not a. I'm thinking of the body parts.
So the four of you come back out. The Inquisitor's Acolyte now has an open front shirt that's been cut open with a combat knife. There's lots of packaging and blood all over all of his wounds. He doesn't have his mini rosette seal, one of these little bad boys, but smaller, the one that goes around the neck. It's been lost on the murky mud of Parma Kirillite. You come out to your army celebrating over the dead slugger. The sisters are rounding up Gretchens and some sort of like gigantic mechanized orc and just summarily executing them using their stormbolters. Way more ammunition that needs to be used is blown through in their righteous fury.
Well, you have to purify it. So.
Yeah, of course. Tempestus Prime Gurren Kinshall runs over and says, "Oh, good to see everybody again. You still alive? Did you get that war boss?"
Is the Acolyte, is he conscious?
Miraculously unharmed. It's rather a fascinating thing, really. It's a bit easier than I thought it was going to be, to be honest.
Lycus
Am I
is
still
unconscious.
Okay.
You thought defeating a war boss was easy.
I'm perfectly unharmed. Stared at me, too. Got this far away.
So I want to ask, did you take his big chopper with you?
Fuck yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do? I know I pulled us away from there really quick.
Raid everything. Loot the
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I can't do
yeah,
anything.
no. Yeah, so
Unless you guys
I could.
wanna make me non-unconscious.
Well, yeah, no.
Once you pass the device check, you're awake, or you've been stabilized. You're awake.
I
Okay,
can't.
well, then you are conscious. Are we taking the big chopper with us then?
I mean, we could take it as a trophy, but you try and use it, Mechanicus is going to have a problem with it.
No, I don't plan on using it, but I do feel that we should get some kind of trophy after.
Yeah, you can take it as
Well, it's
a
a
war,
good thing
war
the
trophy.
Mechanicus isn't here, right?
The engine seer is around somewhere. He's part of our. He's part of. He's part of my. Oh yeah, he's not looking. He's going to keep an eye on that shit.
I've got my two guns. I don't need a melee weapon.
Well, we take it as a trophy.
But
Trophies are fine.
It makes a beautiful wall hang.
It's probably too big for you to use anyway. Honestly,
Nothing stopping him from using it.
Makes a beautiful wall hang. It's a conversation piece for the dining room.
Yes.
That's what it is. You see.
Be sure we must send people down into the
Walking out,
tunnels.
hefting it over the shoulder, bigger than I am.
Probably about the size of you.
Straight out of a fucking anime.
I was about to say, yeah, it's a JRPG.
Lord Tempestal Prime, were there losses in defeating the orcs up here?
Yeah, where's my tank?
Very minor, very minor. I think everyone will recover with the apothecary's help. I think everything is going to be just fine.
And my tank?
It's the Emperor's tank, soldier.
It still exists, though, right?
Well, it's my tank, and it still exists.
Well,
regardless of
good
whose
then.
tanks it really is.
The Adeptus Mechanicus might have a problem with you calling it yours.
The Adeptus Mechanicus can get in line. You have no
that's-
idea the level of paperwork we had to fill out to get this thing.
You don't understand. That's the name of the tank. My MAI.
Oh man.
Look, we have orders from the Inquisitor. We're sending you back to Regnum Prime as quickly as possible. Got a light cruiser ready to get you loaded up. We have within the day, we'll get you back in space.
Excellent. Be sure to go down in the tunnel and purge everything. Burn every bit of piece of land.
Well, it sounds like a sororitas thing. I'll pass the orders along to the canoness. Not that she wants to hear from me.
I will go tell her.
Excellent. That's the best thing I've heard all day.
Now,
Make
let
sure
me
to
tell
catch-
you about this war boss. I got this close away from its face.
Are the two of you like walking off to have that conversation with the rest of the Tempesters? Yeah, everybody's looking at your new giant axe, and they're all like, "That's a real big chopper."
Totally making off like it was. I just faced this thing down, mano a mano. I'm unscathed.
You're probably covered in the most gore from it too. You were right next to it when it blew up.
Yeah.
Are we following the Acolyte to speak with his canoness, or does anybody else have anything they want to do?
I might get checked out by the apothecary, the Space Marine apothecary, but that's about it. I mean, really don't have anything else.
I'm also pretty sure the Tempestus would include Eldar losses in minor losses, so I want to go see exactly if I have lost anyone from my group.
You just instinctively know, it's like, I probably lost some.
I assume Captain Smashfucker's okay.
Captain Smashfucker actually just did crash his bike in order to make himself propel him upwards directly into like the head of it, so that way he could just slam right into it with his.
You laugh. There's a Apocalypse game once where Terminator cut an arm off of a Titan doing some shit like that. It's hilarious.
I mean, still, I was being completely serious.
Yeah, no power. I mean, he did have a Thunderhammer. Thunderhammers are ridiculous.
You head over to the apothecary, who begins applying some apothecate to you, and he's just like, "Where did you get this?"
Warboss and his minions.
A worthy battle.
Yes.
Where is the war boss?
Got teleported out like a coward. The rocket lodged in his chest.
If we see him again, I suspect he'll be quite a bit smaller than he is now.
Someone else doesn't kill him first.
Cowardice like that, it's almost a guarantee.
Yes.
I think the two of you just stare at each other awkwardly, silently for a while, in a way that Astartes do. Eshairr, you head over to your captain, Anya Sarona, and as you approach, she just kind of unfolds her hands and says, oh, wait, I might have got that name wrong, right? Did I?
Yeah, it'll do. It's mate. I just use an elf name generator.
Okay,
so.
all right. No, I thought I might have mixed it up with your Farseer, but I think I actually got it the correct way. She says, welcome back, Ranger.
Thank you. Did everything go well here with helping the humans with their battle?
The Monkey were successful in distracting them. There were losses among the Imperial Guard, but we arrived with overwhelming firepower. I wanted to speak with you for a moment about other things, other matters of more considerable importance.
Of course. What's wrong?
Well, it has been some time since we've spoken, and I wanted to speak directly with you. We are friends as we've always been, but why would you take this path that you have chosen? The path of the Ranger is in direct opposition to the Suriani, or however you pronounce it, that I definitely got correct because I'm on that path.
I struggled with some of the things that happened when we parted ways, left the shrine, but I've lost people close to me, and I think if I hadn't have been with the shrine at the time, I might have been around at the craft world still to prevent that. That's been something I've struggled to reconcile with over this past century. And so the path of exile felt like the right path to take, at least until I can square away the way I feel about what happened those years ago. But as it turns out, the Farseers led me to believe that this is, at least I'm in the right place for the skeins of fate right now. Whatever I have to do here, As detestable as it is, I suppose I'll have to until fate plays its hand and I understand exactly why we're involved in this. I'm glad that you're the captain or the target side of this, and also I'm also glad that we're still friends after the past.
As a friend, I would encourage you to rethink your rebellion against the craft world and all Eldar society. But if you need anything, I will be here. Do you require aid? Perhaps what you saw over the last few days has been distressing, and being among the Monkey, it could be difficult to let it out.
I'll admit that the War Mask rituals aren't easy without the presence of an Exarch or a Farseer. So I should spend some time with the Farseers while I still can. Also, I didn't come out of that last encounter unscathed, and I'd rather that our own kind tend to my wounds rather than the human medics.
We do not get much information from the Monkey, but you will have some time before you ship out tonight. You should spend your time among your people, and we will aid you in your trouble. Perhaps it will be a reminder of the things you could experience if you remained among us on a more permanent basis.
And of course, Tanya, believe that if I was reconciled with the things I need to, then I would come back to the craft world in a moment. But I need to see this through. Everything the Farseer told me, led me to believe that this is the right path at the moment, but that this is not forever.
She just folds her hands forward and nods in a very moderately elfishly condescending way, and then leads you over to a conclave of warlocks and a Farseer. Any other? Oh, right. Well, you haven't met the canoness yet.
I have not.
So she's, slightly taller than you in the way that anyone wearing power armor would be. All red painted, scrolls hanging off it, including heraldry proclaiming the God Emperor, passages, rites, rituals. She walks over to you and just kind of looms over you slightly and says, "So, you're the Acolyte then?"
Yes, and you are the canoness.
Yes. You are considering our next words carefully.
Very well.
Your choices during the battle were optimal, but it concerns me that only Battle Sisters died, while Xenos were allowed to roam free. In the future, it would be to the Imperium's benefit if you were to place them on the front lines.
Indeed, I will greatly consider that next time.
Will you
It's been
now?
quite some time since my last combat.
I appreciate that, Acolyte. How can I be of service to the Inquisition?
I was just coming to inform you that the Ouroboros has been dealt with. He's been teleported off planet with serious injuries. May not even be alive after that, but I've come to also inform you that you should go through the tunnels and probably burn as much as you possibly can in them. Last I saw, they were growing more of their kin underneath.
That is how the orcs operate. We will provide the purifying light of the Emperor to all on Parmakiralite in an effort to restore it to the Emperor's rightful claim. Have no fear. The sisters will complete this mission. With gusto.
Excellent. I have the utmost faith in you. I do apologize for the unit of your sisters that did not make it after the first fight.
We are willing to give our lives for the God Emperor. We simply do not wish it to be before any filthy Xenos.
Of course. Very well, I'll let you return to your duties. I should probably go see it to get my wounds tended to.
Perhaps one of our sisters could aid you.
If they can, then
I'm sure we could find a hospitaller somewhere on planet.
Yeah, that's going to be better off than, because the apothecary's probably not going to give it, like... it's all Space Marine size stuff, right?
Well, thank you. I'll accept that offer.
So she gets on a combi and she's just like, I need a hospitaller out here. Stat! Get her a transport immediately!
I'm pretty sure Lycus looks absolutely terrible.
We're requisitioning this for the Inquisition.
20 cc's of faith coming right up.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
20 minutes later, a smoking hot nun in red power armor comes up and is just like checking your pulse, making sure your eyes are dilating correctly. And she's like, tell me what your problems is. Where do you feel pain?
Everywhere.
Okay, all right.
I'm also missing a chunk of my ear, if that also helps you.
I'm probably not going to be able to fix that with what we have right here, but why don't you come over here and lay down on this rock and we'll see what we can do.
Of course.
I'll make it as painless as possible.
I very do hope you will. Most painful experience that I've ever experienced.
Your faith is the only painkiller you need.
Which is that what you say when you walk behind him? Because that's not something she would say.
Yes.
You know, if I were to say anything, or just, in passing, just, the flesh is weak, but the machine is strong.
Oh, I'm just thinking that the battle sisters do the whole over-exaggerated, like, smack of the heads, like, you will be healed.
No, they don't do that. Hospitallers are considered to be extremely effective doctors.
Oh yeah, no, they're they're pretty much the equivalent to like field surgeons.
In the background, you see Antipho with a giant oversized axe making exaggerated motions, retelling the story.
This is like where he got it stuck in the ground.
20th time.
I just like the thought of he's carrying a heavy weapon and a las gun, and now he's carrying this giant two-handed axe. Like,
look, he knows how the tabletop war game is played, so he just wants as many weapons on his sheet as possible. So when I'm like, you can fire all of your weapons this round, he's like,
I didn't see fighter in the list of classes.
At the same time.
He's gonna have to get a servitor just to follow him around, carry all of his weapons.
It's gonna be like a Reaper. He's just gonna fire them once and then throw them.
New York reload.
Any other scene we want to follow before we head back to the light cruiser? I don't know if anyone wanted to zoom in on any of that.
I would like actually a group. Like, it's probably as we're on transit to
Group huddle on your lander as you're heading back into orbit.
Yeah, afterwards, after.
All right.
We're essentially heading back in general.
Yep.
Just to get everybody. It's like, excellent work down there. That could have gone much worse than it did. Glad to see that we all relatively have gone uninjured. Well,
completely uninjured, actually.
Probably a good thing we all exchanged details on our last wishes.
Yes. By the way, has anybody seen my rosette?
If you don't have it, it must have been lost.
Fingering the axe a little bit.
The axe takes its own seat on the lander.
Anyway, I feel that mission went as well as it could have. It could have probably gone better, but it could have definitely gone worse. Definitely proven that I managed to, I guess, watch for each other in the midst of battle.
We need to have a serious discussion about fire discipline when we get into the ship. He's looking at Antipho.
Yes.
Antipho's like looking at his one round left.
Yeah. He's got like his power pack's got like one pip of power on it. It's just like,
oh, what?
Yes. Yes, we need to learn.
What are you talking about? I hit all my targets. And I jack it back in.
I think the issue is that you used an excessive amount of ammo against one little Xenos.
Well, you have to start
running low
things
on
off
lasers?
on the correct foot.
Oh,
Are you saying that we should go easy on them?
I should say we shouldn't just use the whole volley onto one single little thing.
yes. I'm saying
Why
don't
not?
empty an entire power cell on one Gretchen and a squig.
No, see, I did learn a very important lesson in this combat. I did. I learned that I need to carry extra ammunition.
That's
Very
not the lesson that you should be learning, but sure.
If I can speak in the Tempestus' defense, his ammunition lasted for the entire encounter. He didn't have to enter melee because he had nothing left to fire. And as I said, it's not like we're running low on lasers. His
Indeed.
power packs can be recharged. There was no cost, was there? I don't understand why this has become an issue.
I think it's the issue with the volley gun specifically.
It's an issue of, yes, he had enough ammunition exactly for the fight that we were doing, but in the future, should we encounter more past that, it's just good practice to use the amount of rounds required and not just go all out from the very beginning.
I would venture to say with how the combat went, I did use the required rounds, which was all of them.
Regardless, one other issue that we must face is that we must probably invest in close range weaponry for everybody.
I need more power packs.
Albeit,
Let's go chuck yours in a fire. I'm not
such
even
as
joking.
should invest in melee weapons and possibly more pistols for everybody.
Yes. I need a chainsword.
A chainsaw would be fun, but you know what would be more fun? More power packs.
You know what you could do is you could actually use that big chop in melee combat. Why? There's nothing preventing you from doing that.
Is there really not?
No.
Oh,
Doesn't have any tags that make it too big to wield.
okay.
Can I ask a question? Does anybody here remember the orc rules from the old Dark Heresy? I love the orc weapon rules in Dark
The
Heresy.
first edition rules?
Yeah.
I do not.
So because weapons in Dark Heresy were either reliable, normal, or unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was reliable to an orc, it was normal to a regular person. If it was normal to a regular person, it was unreliable to normal to an orc is unreliable to a human. If it was unreliable to an orc, it actually wouldn't function for anyone but an orc. It like if you took it apart,
Yeah.
it made no sense how it worked at all.
Yeah, it literally
like-
shouldn't know where it would not work.
It's like this is the
Like
case.
why they paint their spaceships red.
Yeah, because I believe it goes faster. And so it makes it go
Because they
faster.
have innate magic, which thank
Mhm.
God they're too stupid to realize they have.
Yeah.
Well, someone can borrow my shock hammer temporarily until we find something suitable that you all wish.
Well, shit, if I could use this axe, then I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll carry the axe around.
So it's I'll get you the stats for it, but it's damage 12, 2 dice ED, AP -1, and has a log trait, which means nothing for you because you're not an orc.
Eshairr, if you want to invest in getting more civilian weapons, we can look into that as well.
Wait, which stats you pulling for that X?
Big chopper.
Yeah.
That's the big chopper. That's
I'm seeing 5 + 2.
I'll just find myself a sword. Thank you.
I mean,
Okay.
it's strength. What's strength +5 + 2?
oh, maybe that's why it's so much because this guy was
Yeah,
using their
it's
strength.
based off your strength. Then it's
Okay. Well, his strength's considerably lower, but not that much lower that it would be wimpy.
He has his 4 strength, so
So it'd be 9 + 2 ED, AP -1. Not bad.
That's a hell of a lot better than a knife.
Yes, it is.
So,
Way better than knife.
I think we
would
should
you
also-
get it better, that or a chainsword?
chainsword because it's one-handed.
I'd rather have a chainsword then.
You can parry with a chainsword, right? Or you get a bonus.
Yeah, +2 dice, I think.
Yeah.
+2. We should also invest in some more rockets as well. Those actually came in extremely handy.
Yes, I believe I won't be criticized for my acquisition of heavy weaponry in the future now, will I?
No, I just wonder how much you spent on it.
I did not criticize you in the least for that. I want that on record.
I spent just the required amount to quote Tempestus friend here.
Indeed.
Because I have no concept of what money is. Probably do, but it's just like repressed somewhere where it's irrelevant.
Right. I think I was more questioning the fact that you were just carrying around everywhere, but I guess we were on the military base. Never mind.
Yeah, they don't question it.
Other
I mean,
than
it's pretty common to see like when Astartes are walking around with, weapons and everything else. I mean, everybody's armed to the teeth in the 41st millennium. Sorry.
other than that, that's about all I have.
Okay. Your lander docks with the light cruiser. You get information saying that the rest of your forces will be following in 6 days after the cleanup versus the orcs, just cleansing the planet. But you begin the 2-week, 12-day travel back to Regnum Prime. When you arrived, you're immediately summoned to the governor's palace and the hidden fortress of the Inquisition beneath it.
As we're walking up there, I'm kind of leaning a little bit. So how are you gonna tell him about you lost your pendant? You're muted.
I lost it in battle. Do you know something that happened to it?
No, you were asking about it. So how are you going to tell? I assume the Inquisitor is probably going to be a bit angry.
Possibly. Why are you whispering about this?
Yeah, are we just like in an elevator? It's
Just,
it's just us.
The terrible music. It
is all of us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you know what happened to it, maybe?
No.
Oh, okay.
I assume it might have got blown off when I fired that missile launcher at point blank range, but I didn't see it.
I have not seen it since before the battle.
Well, the rocket launcher thing sounds very plausible. It was explosions could do that. All right. Very well. I'll maybe have to get a new one. I don't know. I'll find out.
A servitor opens the Inquisitor's doors as you approach. The Inquisitor, seated behind his desk, says, "Come in."
Lycus will just step in.
Yeah, follow up behind him.
The Inquisitor doesn't even look up from his paperwork. "What do you have to report, Acolyte?"
The defense battle was a complete success. Very minimum losses were had. The only losses was a unit of battle sisters. The fight with the orc war boss was successful. We managed to defeat him with no casualties. And the fight with their Stampa, I believe it's called, went very well with minimum casualties as well.
There were 12 other battles across the planet. I don't care about the Stomper battle. What I care about is your battle.
It went well. We purged many, many orcs that were down there. The fight with the boss was relatively simple due to having a rocket launcher with us.
So he stops for a brief moment to look up and then re-ink his quill and then get back to scribing and says, "Is there anything the rest of you have to report? Any falsifications in this Acolyte's report?"
Negative. We purged many foul orcs from the caverns.
I feel like I should probably stop packing more ammunition with me.
Yes, more ammunition. But no, the Acolyte's report is accurate.
And you saw no signs of chaos from any of your other team members?
Is he still addressing me?
He's addressing the whole group.
Okay.
He's expecting you to report on each other.
No, there was no foul warp foolery, for lack of a better word. Just orcs. A lot of orcs.
Not a correction to the Acolyte's story, but in addition, just to say that the orc war boss was teleported away before he succumbed to his wounds.
Makes me feel a bit cheated, to be honest.
Well, he did have a rather large missile embedded into his chest. We don't know if he survived or not, but he was teleported out.
If anything, he'll be killed later by one of his other
So
lackeys.
he lays down his quill and turns his head up, pulls his witch hunter's hat off, and says, "This is true, Acolyte. Did you falsely report to me just now?"
I did not.
Because you have a history of incomplete reports.
I just forgot to mention that the war boss was teleported away.
Is there anything else you have forgot to mention recently?
We've also learned that we were not very well equipped to fight melee range. Me being the only one that has a proper melee weapon. That's only minor.
Nothing else that slipped your mind?
I kind of go and
I
bump up.
informed the Battle Sisters to purge the caverns, and amongst the fighting, I've also lost my rosette.
Well, it wasn't a real rosette, so. And you've forgotten nothing else.
I've also lost a chunk of my ear.
What can you tell me about the Imperial Governor losing an enforcer?
Oh, that. That was when we were going to find the documents. He stopped us on our way back out.
Did you fail to report this previously? There are delicate threads of chaos.
I thought we did out of character. I thought we did record.
I mean, you just said you killed somebody. You didn't mention it was an enforcer.
I think in actuality, the Inquisitor said to us, "We know everyone you killed. We're okay with. We just assumed that included the enforcer at the time."
Yeah.
Everyone you kill should be allowable, but I need the maximum amount of information. I spent precious time sending another Inquisitorial team investigating one of the governor's precious enforcers. I'm following the threads of heresy across the entire planet. In this time of the Dark Imperium, on the far side of the Cicatrix Maledictum, every heresy must be rooted out. We cannot afford exterminatus at free reign. When you come to me, your reports must be thorough and complete. If there is heresy in any of you, you must report on each other. I do not have time to chase shadows and fleeting rumors, and only have it turn out that one of my own Inquisitorial teams failed to report.
I do apologize, sir.
Apologies are unnecessary. Performing the Emperor's will is the only thing I require from you.
I'll be sure to make sure that my reports are...
Reflect accurately your actions. Good
Yes, sir.
job on the defense platform with the orcs.
Thank you, sir.
I will expect more battlefield elegance and excellence from you in the future.
Of course.
Your unit officers had very inspiring things to say about your strategic performance as a group. I expect that this group's potential will only continue to rise under my command. Perform adequately, and you will find no complaints from me. I have your next mission prepared. You will recall upon your previous transversal across the city that a sororitas novice being kept in the prison somehow had strange markings, chaos markings.
Yes. I purged her forthwith.
Indeed. In addition, you had reported that there were arbitae who had allowed these mutants to exist in their location.
Yes.
Those two arbitaes, and whoever snuck that novice in and allowed her to be jailed without issue. These are the markings of heresy. There is a cult brewing on this world. If that does not set your pulse to an unsteady rate, if that does not fill your blood with chill, then you are in the wrong line of work. We need to fear and destroy the heresy among us, for it is the greatest enemy, greater than any that the Imperium faces now.
Absolutely.
You are to investigate these 2 incidences you have previously uncovered. Rogue arbitres aiding mutants, someone allowing a sororitas novice to become disfigured in this way and yet go unremarked and unpassed.
Be sure to work on that forthwith.
Do any of the rest of you have anything to say for yourselves?
More ammo.
Get out of my office.
Bets on whether Antipho is going to be the first one to get jack slapped. That's my money.
So your faction leaders will return in 6 days. When they arrive, they will have new missions for you to help expand your armies. But until that time, you're free to investigate openly next episode. So we're right here at the end. I'm going to award everyone with 5 build points, and I have a exercise for you. It's homework. Do not, I want to repeat this so hard, do not wait until the last minute to do it next week. At Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, you should not be making decisions. We need to come up with unique objectives for each of your characters moving forward, so that should you complete them during an episode, you'll be able to get another point of wrath. So we'll do 3 for everybody. These will be like mission statements of what is important for your character. And then at the beginning of every episode, we'll roll a d6 and do a d3 style, and we'll pick one from there. So, I mean, I want to see what everybody's ideas are, and then I'll work with you about how acceptable they are. The ones that are from the book, I'm not 100% with. I feel like we're good enough role players and unique enough characters that we can come up with some custom stuff.
Are we keeping these to ourselves, or are we just posting them in?
No, they'll be open.
Channel? Okay.
Yep.
Something we did with my other group, Arthur, is we actually did the 3 for the main book plus 3 of our own. So we roll a d6 and get either a main book one or one of our own.
I'm not 100. I'm not down with the ones from the book. I feel like we can make custom ones that are pretty good. I mean, if you just want to use the 3 from the book as your personal ones, that's perfectly fine.
Well, there's some, like, I could see how some of mine might have some overlap.
Sure.
Just because of my chapter choice.
But I mean, I was 100% behind Sid being like, I'm going to step in front of everybody else and take the hit for them. That's who I am. I felt like that was that was an objective worthy decision for me. So we'll do that coming up. So think of 3 mission statements. If you're a Burning Will player, these are basically like picking your beliefs for the session. Let's talk about how this episode went. I thought it went great for you guys. I know it was super scary at one point, and the combat was very, very close there at the end. Incredible work with the rocket, really. Fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, if we didn't have that rocket, I have a feeling that fight would have probably gone a little bit differently without that rocket.
Well, honestly, one of the reasons why I took it is because I had known... I have friends who have played Wrath&Glory, and they were just saying that the way it seems the balance works is just like say tier 2, like all the equipment is kind of like, las pistols versus this, this armor, like this, tier 1 characters is generally what, but it's like once you get, if there's any like mismatch, it just skews the whole thing, just throws it all out of whack, at least what it seems like. So it's like, if we running anything big, we're going to need some firepower.
It's been a hallmark of Warhammer systems that gear
10 years of like the FFG stuff or whatever, however long, it's just like I better to have it and not need it than to need it not have it kind of thing. So yeah, we just need to we need to have the ability to be more adaptable, like just more flexible instead of. I mean, it's a little hard right now because like I know I was really bad on build points. Like I think I had maybe like 5 leftovers. Like I couldn't get anything, whatever.
You guys have gotten
But-
15 so far now.
Well, yeah, it's just at character creation.
Yeah.
So it's like now we need to have the ability
We've
to just be
gotten
flexible.
15.
You got 5 for each episode.
Yeah.
This is the end of the 3rd episode, thus you have 15.
Oh, I only have earned XP down as 10, so I actually have another.
Well,
Yeah,
you
we
just
got
got
5
5
back.
more right now.
Mhm.
You got 5 at the end of this episode, Sid.
Yeah.
You're at 15. I mean, with the weapon choices, I feel like learning that you need more stuff is definitely part of the system and gives you a reason to start throwing your influence and your wealth and, looting battlefields to get it down pat.
Yeah.
How do we get wealth back? Or gain wealth in another sense?
So normally you'd get rewarded for things with assets. So if you find stuff on the battlefield which may have value, it's regarded as assets. Or your employer might give you assets in exchange for what you do, and then you can convert assets into permanent wealth.
So like the chopper that we got, this is a War Boss chopper, we could use that as assets and then get wealth from that. Potentially.
Yes.
If we come across any
So we need to play D&D is what I'm hearing.
well, we need to come across some destroyed Imperial vehicles, and then the Mechanicus can use it as resources and melt it down. I'll trade you this burnt out rhino for a chainsword.
I mean, look, you're in the Inquisition. If you feel like you need some wealth, you can ask the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
You can get it as a reward for helping other people. Like, if instead of doing something directly for the Inquisitor, you could go to the planetary governor and be like, yo, if you've got a problem, I will solve it.
But you need to pay me some money.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he hires enforcers, so of course he knows about paying people for money, because enforcers are mercenary cops. You could try stealing stuff from people. You could convert 3 assets into a permanent +1 to wealth. So acquiring more stuff.
The nerd lightlings, is that like?
Do what?
I'm trying to think who we can steal from at the moment.
Well, not poor people, because they don't have anything.
Steal from the Astra Militrum.
No.
I mean, the only thing
There we
less
are.
heroic than butchering all those mutants before would have been then going through all their stuff looking for gold teeth.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gold teeth. Excellent. Any other comments about the episode before we do some outros?
It's just I just have to get used to the combat system, because it's like when I first played your game, because your New Game Plus is my first 5e game, and it's like I have a decade of Pathfinder and 3.5 or whatever. And it's like going to that, it's like all that stuff, because it's kind of it's just in the back of your head, and it just takes a while to get used to it.
Imagine how it's like for me having 4 different systems in 1 week.
Oh, I know.
I'm like, make a
I know this.
deception. Is that a thing in this system?
Yeah,
I don't know. Just roll a social test. I'm sure there's a social skill. It's fine.
I suppose a question for the group in general: how do we feel about using like miniatures on a tabletop for character combat versus theater of the mind? I think it went pretty well. I think it went
excellent.
intuitive.
Oh yeah, no,
I thought it was
it's
really
always
kick-ass combat.
it's always nice to have that, because you think differently when you have, because you're removing the visual concept as part of your thought process. Like this is how this is. There's no really room for interpretation, so you can kind of just focus completely on, at least for me anyway. Then I can just think about the fight itself rather than the fight and the room, and trying to think where everything, like where is the war boss, is he 5 meters away, 10 meters, whatever. If I can just see it instantaneously, it just makes things so much easier, at least for me personally. So
I mean, I know that this was a complaint last episode, but I felt like I really wanted to describe this combat. But as someone who plays D&D regularly, describing a battle map combat and all the actions is way easier than being like 20 orcs are gunned down by a vengeance cannon spraying Punisher fire in every direction, and now they're all dead. Man, someone on YouTube went into serious depth about, and I know we've said it privately on our Discord, but recruiting that tank and having it fitted as the anti-horde made a huge
battle.
difference in that combat.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for instance, I want to point out not everybody went to their faction leader. Atomic was just like, fuck off, I'm gonna go find this fucking I'm gonna go buy a rocket launcher. And I was like, okay, all right.
Which came in handy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the scouts are trained just to be able to use, just anything. I mean, that's where they pick up all their basic weapon training. So they know how to use all that stuff. And it's just like, I looked at, we got sniper rifle, bolter, then we got, pistol, and we got.
It's fine. You made your choice. You knew that for you, it was more important to be more equipped in personal
As
combat.
an Iron Hand, I was like, firepower. We need some.
It was to have,
go get it.
A 5-man tactical marine squad or something like that follow you around on the wargame battlefield, which obviously would not have made a huge difference on that battleground, but the crack missile made a enormous difference.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the choices you guys have to make going forward. Every choice will matter a lot. It will matter a whole bunch.
Note to self: melt up bombs.
You don't want more. You don't want more stick bombs. I feel like stick bombs were like the really
those potato mashers, dude. Was just like, oh come on, and just like
it was great. I mean, I feel like they were scary for you guys. They didn't deal a huge amount of damage, but they started putting some pings on you.
It was just every time you threw them. Yeah, every time you throw them, it's like, well, there goes another shock. There goes another shock. Because I didn't take any damage from them. It just because you take that minimum one. It's like fuck.
Yeah, and the fact that it was.
Well, I don't think it's if it only hit your 10, which
I was hitting that high though.
I think you hit it like 8 one time.
Okay. Yeah, whatever it was. Anyway, it was just
like a couple of 10s and an 8.
Yeah,
I was rolling.
It's one of the funny things where explosives like grenades, you can target a person with the lowest defense, and then heal all people around them that have a high defense, just because the way the system works. Quite a nice sort of extra threat mechanic there. I want to call out too, so that because it's just benefit people on YouTube. I quite like Crazy Bass's comments in chat about how we can get rich. Let's take the shirk weapons, sell them to somebody, and then kill that person for buying heretical weapons.
because it's tech heresy.
Take them back and rinse and repeat. We're rich.
That's a terrible idea.
Oh god, cyberpunk flashbacks. Yeah, let's
That's
kill somebody and take their body
just
for the thing.
long enough for you to run into another Inquisition team, and you're gonna try to sell it to them. They're gonna be like, "Inquisition, die!"
Yeah, and then we're faced with an Inquisition team.
Have you seen
trying to buy heretical weapons?
Have you ever seen that video of it's the two DEA teams? Like one is selling drugs, the other's buying it, and they get into a fist fight in the middle of the street because they're both trying to arrest each other.
That's happened before, so many times.
Oh, I know, and it's always funny to watch.
Mostly in Florida, though. Mostly in Florida.
Yeah. Surprised to no one.
All right.
Well, I actually remember at one point in time, years back, there were actually 2 local police officers that got into a firefight with each other.
I mean,
thinking Virginia, the other one was the bad guy.
The Eastern Panhandle had 2 counties that were constantly selling drugs to each other.
Well, there's your explanation. Panhandle.
Oh. All right. James, let's start with your outro.
Okay, I'm James, the host of the Grimdark podcast. It's a 40K role-playing podcast, so of course Wrath&Glory is right up there in the conversation topics. We're actually recording an episode this week on Tuesday. We're recording one. We've got a guest who is a host for another podcast coming on to talk about 40K role-playing as well. So, it should be a new show out this week. We tend to get about once a month at the moment. As I said last show, I'm not going to Gen Con, but actually one of my regular listeners actually contacted us, having watched this show as well, with questions for the podcast based upon things I said on the last show. So I can tell you at least one podcast listener has followed me across to the show, which is great.
It does. Look, man, I actually know how great that is. When I'm like on a show and someone's like, yeah, I found you from one of your videos. And I'm like, oh.
And I got to point out that so this week is the big industry expo for my industry, and Australia has a big drinking culture, and my industry has a big drinking culture, and I don't drink, so I'm going to be the designated sober person for a lot of people this week. I think taking a lot of customers out, getting them drunk, and then getting them home safely.
I know what that means. I know what that's like.
Yeah. I bet. I've only been the designated sober person once, but that's because I don't like drinking with other people.
Well, I mean, I started my professional career as a bouncer, so
Okay.
I'm well familiar with dealing with drunk people.
At their worst, too, if you're a bouncer.
And I'm going to say the worst ones are always hen's parties. It's the girls that could tie it on worse than the guys could.
Yep. I remember very well.
All right. You know, speaking of nothing at all, let's talk to Pondo. I have nothing to follow that up with.
Hi, I'm Pondo or Pondo the Mad. You can catch me on YouTube or Twitch/Pondo the Mad, where I play video games and whatnot. I don't have anything planned for the immediate future, unfortunately. I actually do need to make a note that I may not be able to make it next week.
Okay, we'll figure it out then. When will we know? When will we know?
I could see maybe Friday, figure out if I can or not.
Okay. Well, if you're not here, we'll just play a board game without you or something, you know. I'll make sure it's Baldur's Gate so that you feel super bad.
That'd feel rough, man.
Yeah, good. I'm in this thing of causing people just like enough pain that they feel pain, but not enough that they don't want to be around me anymore. That's my new thing. I don't know how it's working out, but we'll see. Connor, you got anything else going on? I feel like that was a really awkward pause.
No, I'm enjoying the system. It's intriguing.
I'm just sad you didn't commit any atrocities this episode. People are look, man, the moral debate has been raging for 2 weeks now about whether you guys are good or not.
Here's the thing. Anybody who tries to apply good and evil to 40K,
they're already failing.
No, there are no good guys.
No, they don't exist. There's the Grey Knights. There's these morally perfect paladins of justice.
Out. No.
Grey Knights represent.
I mean, give me like next episode.
If you're good, you get corrupted and you turn not good.
I don't know. I feel like Primaris can't be corrupted. They're like super perfect.
No.
Primaris Grey Knights. That's what I'm hearing right now.
There are no Primaris Grey Knights.
They're about to be. I'm gonna make it happen. I warned you about this shit. I warned you about opposing me. I told you were gonna end up fighting an orc with a magical girl stick. Okay? And you said I couldn't make it happen, and I told you I could.
No, I said it was stupid.
Well, you can make it stupid all you want. I'm gonna make it happen. Sid, let's jump to you.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun tonight. That was some pants shitting terror with a war boss there for a little bit, and me throwing my all at it and realizing that was just not quite good enough to do anything at all. Never a good feeling. And I realized also that I need more ammo. Also, big thanks to 40K Today on Twitter, who gave us a retweet on the stream announcement there. So thank you for them for that little bit of extra engagement. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more videos on my YouTube channel, and I'll also be working on this Monday's Line of Sight video for exclusively games, and then back here on Thursday for some more BattleTech. So come back for that, because we've got some things going on there with the BattleTechs and the wanting to take over a clan dropship. That's probably not going to go at all well for us.
Terrible idea.
It's a terrible idea, but it'll be amazing.
Sorry to cut in, but nobody's mentioned the 40K TV show yet today.
Oh yeah,
I did not mention the 40K TV show. I'm actually really excited about that. That's based on Eisenhorn, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way as I did when they first announced Game of Thrones as a TV show, and I sort of feel like maybe the number of 40K fans now is similar to the number of Game of Thrones fans when it was just a book series.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yeah, so hopefully it could do similar things for the IP. I don't know. We'll see.
I hope they do it. I hope they do it justice. I do.
Well, with Dan Abnett involved, I mean, he has a lot of really good books. So, I mean, as long as he has some measure of control, I mean, I don't I think as long as they let him, actually stick to the, I think the biggest problem is really going to be how are they going to try and make it so that normies will watch it? Because there's a lot of stuff there.
Well, with the with Eisenhorn,
where they don't give a fuck.
There's the investigation and the intrigue stuff with reveals and gotchas and stuff to help find some engagement.
A lot of people want Mark Strong to headline it. He did the voice of Eisenhorn in the computer game, so
I gotta be honest, I'm less excited than the rest of you because I've seen plenty of these vanity projects before that never get off the ground. They just fold in 2 or 3 years later quietly in a social media release. If we start seeing stuff from them, that's when I'll believe, and then I'll get excited. I'm interested, though. I'm vaguely interested.
I mean,
they have my attention.
The thing is the worst they can do is fuck it up like 9 out of 10
Why
of the
would you
Warhammer.
Do this, Atomic?
Because 9 out of 10 of things with the Warhammer IP suck. There's been all the games. It's been, it just.
Oh yeah, video games and.
I'm just saying, really GW will throw the IP at something, and then they'll throw a bunch of money at it, and then it won't come out great. So I mean, what I'm saying is, if it's bad, the 40K community as a whole is used to bad. It's like shit, but it can't be any worse than what we've already had to deal with. Dawn of War 3. So,
I wanted to mention, by the way, that I've played a little bit of Warhammer 40K Space Marine, and in that game, anytime you get near a group of orcs, they just start shouting Space Marine. Space Marine.
It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, I felt like my rendition of orcs was accurate to my understanding of orcs versus Space Marines. They just get close to you and scream Space Marine really loud. I'll point out that I didn't play that game for very long. I got tired of it. All the Space Marine shouting.
Well, GW is the fastest growing company on the London Stock Exchange, so they've got money to throw at projects.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Well, we'll see if it works out. Atomic.
I'm Atomic Spoon on Twitch and Twitter. I'm streaming Warcraft stuff on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm here Wednesdays, and then Saturdays, of course. I've been streaming some Elite Dangerous over the past couple of days because I'm getting back into that with a new flight setup, and it's pretty good. So, trying to join a bigger group for that, so that because they're introducing fleet carriers and stuff, so you have like big space aircraft carriers and all that business. So, kind of need a lot of resources to get into that. So I'm trying to join a pretty big group for it. So probably streaming that a whole lot more. And then that's pretty much it. I'm still trying to get used to the system. It's just kind of now that I mean, during the break, I read something where somebody was kind of breaking it down, like the way that the tier thing, like how certain weapons and everything matches up or whatever. And it's like, it kind of makes more sense. I kind of understood it a little better, but it's just, doing 10 years of whatever. And then you go to something that's just same universe, maybe slimmed down. It's like going from 3.5 to 5. It's the same shit. You just do a decade of one thing. And then it's just ingrained. It's just nature. I was playing up until about, 6 months ago, I was playing a Dark Heresy, an Only War, and a Black Crusade game, in addition to a Pathfinder game. And then, a Stars Without Number game all in a week. So it's like you have 3 of the same system in 1 week. It's just, anyway, I get used to it. It'll take time. Much it. And James, you're wearing a Skynet t-shirt, right?
Yes, I am.
I was wearing mine earlier today, but I was soaked in sweat because Florida sucks, and I took it off. So that would have been funny if I had mine on too.
Everywhere sucks, my friend.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, it's lovely here. It's the middle of winter. I'm in a t-shirt.
Breaking 100 Fahrenheit. It's the middle of winter. I'm in it. Oh,
actually thunder, lightning, and rain earlier today, and then an hour later it was beating down sunshine.
The heat index the other day was 116 with 95% humidity. I was like, I should go get the mail, and I'm like, fuck that. I don't want to swim to my mailbox, and so I didn't. I didn't check my mail for 3 days because I was like, no, I didn't go outside. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I just want James to stop baiting all the northern hemisphere.
Yeah, so right now, just look up at 76 degrees Fahrenheit and 25% humidity.
That sounds great.
You can take your humidity and fuck right off. I got plenty for you. You can have it.
I'm Arthur Perkins. This has been AP Gaming Real. You can follow me on Twitch. I got 4 shows a week. Technically, it's 3. At some point, Either this Game of Thrones game is going to happen or it's not going to happen. I don't know. We're going to check in this Sunday and figure it out. And as always, we're recording Pokemon secretly. When we have a week where I'm not around, it'll show up. Patreon, you can support me.